Okay, so let's talk about process. So this is a different kind of process. Here in Guiding the Business, that's where I'm at right here. Add from Process Library. You can find this if you want it. Once you see it, you may, that may be enough for you. But this is called the Top 10 Mistakes Business Owners Make. I'm going to put this into my list, and I added it to the bottom here. So this process is in the library. You can pull it down if you're interested in it. What you're going to see in it is the most interesting thing. So down here, there's this form. So what I wanted to show today is I wanted to highlight numerous processes that are in our library. And I want to do it in a way that really hits home for people. So you see these top 10 lists all over the place, and they're all around about the same. I mean, people may see may write what the top 10 business owner mistakes are in a different way, but if you read them all, they're all kind of saying the same thing. But this is just my version of this. And this is based on my 20 years of experience in seeing hundreds of businesses fail and hundreds of businesses be successful. Strategic target, having no clear vision. One of the #1 reasons, I think. And we have a process in our library called Strategic Target. I talked about it a few minutes ago. This is about creating a simple, clarified plan for your business, a clear plan. This isn't a business plan that's got 50 pages and needs mass research. It's a 1 or 2 page document. This, when I talked about the game worth playing, this is the game worth playing. Write it out. Last week I talked about management philosophy and how important that was. Write out what your plan is. This helps in so many different ways. It helps employees understand why they're there. It helps you recruit the right people because you can say, hey, this is our vision. What do you think? And you know right away if there's a spark in their eyes around it or not. So clarify what the purpose of the company is. People aren't there just to get a paycheck, just to make money. They're there to have a common purpose, to have a meaning in their life. That's why they would stay. They don't provide outstanding customer service. We have a customer service process in our library. There's a system of the week on this on our website. Customer service is essential. Giving your customers fabulous service so they come back again and again is the way to ensure the profitability of your business. There's some statistics in our customer service process that are just overwhelming about how much money it takes to generate new customers as opposed to keeping your current customers happy. The amount of time and effort that can be saved by focusing just a little bit on customer service. Just simply calling people and saying, how did we do? That provides an opportunity for a referral, or it provides you an opportunity to understand what you need to do better. So these simple little phone calls, a simple process for customer service and you can read in the statistics, keeping, I can't remember the exact numbers, but keeping customers can, I think it's 10% of your customers can decrease your expenses by like 15%. And if you think about it, it's true. If you keep your customers happy and you give them what they bought from you in a profitable way and a way that worked for them, it will decrease the amount of time that you have to spend on lead generation and lead conversion, and it decreases your expenses. So this process is in our library. They don't know how to hire and keep good employees. This is huge. There's, again, more statistics on the amount of money that is wasted by bad hiring mistakes. So you recruit and hire an employee, you bring them on, you try to make it work with them for 6 months. It's tens of thousands of dollars that you've wasted on that employee. So what helps with this is good employee onboarding. So this process is in our library. So when you hire someone, bringing them into the company in a way that makes them feel cared for, gives them proper training. And then basic recruiting and hiring processes. These are in the library as well. So how to recruit effective employees, how to find those people to put on your bus, those people who share your vision, those people that are right for the company. You can find those people, but you need an effective process to do it. And you need a way to interview them to clarify if they're the right person. You need a way to test them to see if they have the capabilities that they're telling you they do. Implementing just these 3 processes alone would be a huge thing for any business. No clear marketing strategy. So when we talk about creating new leads and converting those leads, there is strategy behind this. And there's a great process in the library that's relatively new on, there's a couple of them on building a marketing strategy and also like market planning. This is just, even if you spent a few hours on this, if you don't do this already, or have your sales and marketing manager do it, or even have your sales people do it, it's thinking about what is our message, who is our competition, how are we positioning ourselves, what is the most effective way to get to the people we need to get to. I love this one, trying to get rich quick, growing too fast. It takes 15 to 20 years for businesses to achieve success. That's how long it takes. I think all of us hear these like quick rich stories where people are like, oh, they started a business and within 2 years they were sold it for $10 million. We hear these stories all the time. It's exciting as an entrepreneur to think that way. We're in Northern California and we're near the Silicon Valley, and we see and hear news stories all the time about these young people getting super rich off this simple idea. It just doesn't happen that way for most people. It takes 10 to 20 years to grow an effective business. It doesn't happen overnight. So things like organizational strategy that we were talking about, having a future org chart, process documentation, all of these things that are essential to the actual growing of a business that's going to give you something to sell in those 15 or 20 years. I'm not following up on prospects. There's a follow-up process in the library. This one is astounding to me as well. It's where you spent all that money to generate a lead, you went through a sales process, and you just don't follow up. A lot of times the person who, even if they're price shopping, the person who follows up the most has the best service. Hey, how you doing? Was just thinking about you today, wondering, how your project went. Simple conversations like that can drive your conversion rates. They fail to develop as leaders and managers. So this is a constant theme throughout a business where you're not an effective leader. Nobody taught you how to be that way. You don't know how to manage. TouchStone can help with this with just some basic managerial processes: training employees, performance review, problem resolution, one-on-one meetings. Just having simple communication between a manager and an employee is huge. If you're going to train your managers on how to manage, it's not rocket science. There are simple managerial processes that you can implement. Ask them to learn them and follow them. That's it. And then everybody gets treated the same way. Everyone gets managed the same way. They're economically dependent on a small group of customers. This is that whole scenario where you grow from word of mouth and referral, and those businesses always reach this plateau, and you can never get past it. You have this small group of the whole 80-20 rule, the small group of clients that are feeding all of your revenue. One of those, 2 of those leads leaves, you're out of business. So implementing proactive advertising processes, and here's just a few of the samplings of ones that we have from the library. Active referrals. This is not just waiting for referrals. This is creating referrals. Being in the business all the time. This is a good one, and it's said in different ways, but basically it's people dependency. It's having the business depend upon you. The answer to this is overall process documentation. So documenting processes so that you can truly delegate work and not advocate the work. Poor record keeping and financial controls. This one is big, and it's a bit of a white ghost. Like, it just comes in and gets you at the wrong times. So basic processes for that: cash flow planning, budgeting, payables processes, expense control, tax planning, all of these things. If you don't have the time to do this, then hire someone to do it. It's essential. So this is just kind of fun little reminder that there are these key overall frustrations in every business, and there are more than 10 things that cause a business to be unsuccessful. Simple process documentation, pull some of this stuff from our library, look at it, edit it down, and implement it. And then in relatively short order, you can have some answers to some of these basic issues.